Next, the families of those killed in an RAF Chinook helicopter crash in 1994 have handed in a petition to Downing Street calling for a public inquiry. The two pilots, Richard Cook and Jonathan Tapper, who were based at RAF Odium in Hampshire, were accused of gross negligence over the crash but later found not to be at fault. Bereaved relatives say they are owed answers. Our political correspondent Kit Bradshaw explains.
It was amongst the Royal Air Force's worst peacetime disasters, the loss of 29 military and intelligence officers when their Chinook helicopter crashed in 1994 on the Mull of Kintyre in southwest Scotland. Now, the helicopter came down in thick fog and it was based at RAF Odium near Basingstoke in Hampshire, meaning that many of the bereaved families are from our region. The two pilots who were originally blamed, their relatives spent years fighting to clear their names. One of the pilots was Flight Lieutenant Richard Cook from Crondall in Hampshire. His father flew Concords for British Airways, and his brother Chris Cook was also a pilot and travelled here today from Farnham in Surrey to appeal directly to the Prime Minister.
We're looking for an independent inquiry to look into the circumstances around the crash. We know now that the aircraft in use, which was a Mark II Chinook, was highly flawed. There are a lot of problems with it coming into service, and in fact it was not airworthy at the time. So we need answers as to why was it forced into service, who made the decision for it to be not only sent to Northern Ireland operations but used for this flight, because it clearly wasn't ready. That's what we're ultimately seeking, is those answers.
Chris joined other relatives on Downing Street a short time ago to hand in a petition which passed 50,000 signatures this morning. They are particularly unhappy about a decision to seal many of the important military documents relating to this crash for 100 years, meaning they won't be made public until 2094. Amongst the family members, Lucy Sparks, whose family are from Preston Candover in Hampshire. She was just 2 years old when her father, Major Gary Sparks, was killed.
He was a great adventurer, great explorer, great outdoorsy kind of guy. We were always on the beaches, camping, rock pooling, and really in that kind of outdoor lifestyle. Well, obviously the grief will never go away. All of our families have been traumatised for the last 31 years by this crash and the sudden loss of all these amazing people that were on board. As a campaign group, we want to know why our loved ones were sent on the helicopter that night, who made that decision, were they aware of it themselves, the passengers and the crew, and really to get the answers from the Ministry of Defence that we feel we absolutely deserve.
The Ministry of Defence has admitted tonight that the lack of certainty about the cause of the crash has added to the distress of the families. In a statement, an MOD spokesperson added that they have now received the Chinook Justice Campaign's formal claim for a judicial review of our decision to reject the demand for a judge-led inquiry into the circumstances of the crash. The spokesperson goes on that their focus is on responding to that claim and to the allegations contained within it, and they are unable to comment further at this time. The spokesperson concluded that the accident has already been the subject of 6 inquiries and investigations, including an independent judge-led review. But campaigners say those probes have left 110 unanswered questions, and emotions were running high today. They want those questions answered as quickly as possible.
Kit Bradshaw reporting there.